Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. It's David Hodge. Welcome. Today's topic is Satan is coming to an end soon. Now, brothers and sisters, what do I mean when I say Satan? I know that you've been told all type of things, so your description or your interpretation of Satan is backwards, because the enemy, which is these devils, Massa, has given you the definitions of who Satan is, who devils and demons are, who Lucifer is, and all these things, right? So your idea of Satan isn't what I'm going to express, which can be found in Revelations chapters 2 and 3, verse 9, both chapters, which it clearly explains that Satan is false Israel. So yes, brothers and sisters, false Israel is coming to an end very soon. And what does that mean for you? What does that mean for us, brothers and sisters? Well, it has everything to do with you. The war in the Middle East has everything to do with you. It's centered around your covenant, centered around your experience, which was horror, the Holocaust, which was unimaginable, which was horrific, which no one thought we would endure the process, but we did. And no one want to see us come out, because it comes with consequence of helping and aiding the devils in our enslavement and affliction. So however, brothers and sisters, I don't want to get carried away. Like I was explaining, you can find that false Israel is Satan in chapters 2 and 3 of Revelations, verse 9, both chapters. It tells you there. It says, I am giving out the synagogue of the Satan, of the ones saying themselves Jews to be, and not they are, and not they. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. Let me start over. It says, I am giving out the synagogue of the Satan, of the ones saying themselves Jews to be, and not they are, but they are lying. In the blasphemy, out of the ones saying Jews to be themselves, and not they are, but synagogue of the Satan. All right, brothers and sisters. So if you read through this, and you read between the lines, it says synagogues of Satan. Well, isn't false Israel the one who has synagogues? Right? And it says what? Synagogue of what? Satan. So there it is, telling you that they're Satan. That's what those who have synagogues are the ones that are Satan. Of the ones saying what? Jews. Ain't they the ones who claim to be Jews? And it says what? They are not. They are lying. And it says the blasphemy, which is a lie. Out of what? Out of one saying what again? Jews. To be themselves, and not they are, but what? Satan. So the scripture is clear on who Satan is. Revelations also tells you in those same chapters, which is the 7 churches. It says, as many ones as not are having the teaching this here, brothers and sisters, who not they knew the things deeper to Satan. And many people don't know that Satan is false Israel. It's just something as simple as that. You see? Because it says, for even Satan disguised himself as an angel of light, but he was not who he claimed to be. He was a monster, a beast, an oppressor, a destroyer. You see? A devil. His father was the devil. He's a devil. These group of individuals would be Satan, the ones who have stolen your identity, claiming to be you, representing themselves and disguising themselves as the angel of light, claiming to be you, claiming to be the holy, good people, right? Claiming to be the saints. Claiming, well, they went beyond. They went beyond claiming to be the saints. They claim to be the gods. Connected directly to God, the original nation. They claim to be the tribe of Shabazz. They claiming to be the original nation, brothers and sisters. The gold nation. The original nation. The top tribe. So they're claiming to be God's chosen people, the true seed of Abraham, and not the seed of the devil. You see? So they've stolen our image, stolen our identity. In their destruction, the end of them is coming soon, brothers and sisters. And as I explained, well, what does that mean for you? Well, if you understand what I'm saying about them stealing your image and being established in false Israel, them being established in Jerusalem, right? Because they were set up to counter your claim as being the true seed of Abraham. Because it was said that you were God's chosen people. So they countered your claim, America and Britain. These devils countered your claim by establishing false Israel to counter your claim. You see? Because they were guilty of terrorizing God's people for 400 years. So they set them up to protect themselves from being discovered as wicked devils who were committing this act on God's people. Therefore, false Israel is not who they claim to be. They are false. They are not the seed of Abraham. They are Satan, who was set up by these devils to steal our inheritance and rob our nation. You see? But all this is about to come to an end. Satan is doing exactly what Satan does. He's doing the works of Satan. He's exposing himself. He claimed to be holy, good people. But now, everything is backfiring. They're showing their true colors. Everyone, and they're exposing their true colors to the world. Everyone sees just how wicked and evil and twisted and messed up they really are. You see? Because if you're paying attention to what's going on, they're doing the act of Satan. You see? And before I go into that, brothers, I keep trying to get away from that. I'm saying what the end of Satan is coming, right? And so what does that mean for you? Because these people stole your image, right? They stole your image for a reason. So that means if these people stole your image and they've been claiming to be you, and people have been terrorizing and torturing you, right? And it says, right? It says, bless those who bless God's people. And it said, curse those who curse them. So they've been blessing false Israel, right? And they've been cursing us. So what happens when the world finds out that false Israel isn't who they claim to be, and they're exposed as being Satan, and they're destroyed, which isn't supposed to happen? And then who has second claim? We do. So what do you think is going to happen to you, brothers and sisters? If false Israel is about to be destroyed, what's going to happen to you? They've been trying to hide this lie that you were God's chosen people, and they've been trying to get away from judgment. They've been trying to hide from the fact that they've been doing these things to you. What do you think is going to happen to you? Brothers and sisters, you are in total danger. That's what's going to happen to you. You're going to be in total danger here soon, because they're going to attack you. That's why. That's what's going to happen to you. They're going to attack you because they can't allow that idea to spread that you are the true seed of Abraham, that you're God's chosen people, because their reality is set up around the idea that false Israel is the true seed of Abraham. So that if news get out, word get out, that means that now they're guilty. They're guilty of judgment, which they don't want to admit to, which they don't want to be confronted with, which they don't want to deal with, which they don't want. They're trying to escape it. So they're going to get rid of you, get rid of the evidence, get rid of their evidence of all their crimes, get rid of you, which is the evidence of their crime, and their children, their black-faced children. They're going to attack all blacks, no matter what. No matter if you're a master's child, no matter if you're original, no matter if you're what nationality you are, they're going to get rid of all blacks. And that's where we're sitting at right now, brothers and sisters. And that time is coming soon. And how do we know that? How? Because right now, like I explained, Satan, false Israel, is doing the works of Satan. It said, know a tree by the fruit it bears. Know them by their works. It said, actions speak louder than words. They claim to be good people, but they're showing that they're monsters. And they're doing what? They're doing the works of Satan. They're doing the abomination of desolation. Right now, brothers and sisters, as we speak, which is the greatest sign in human history, that all hell is about to break loose. That all blacks are about to be attacked. Because right now, they're doing the abomination of desolation to the people in Gaza, to the Palestinians. You see, this is how we know. Because it says that they inherit what they say they do. And look what they're doing. They're doing the abomination which is causing disgust and hatred all around. And desolation is the destruction of the Palestinians. And also, the word abomination is tied to abominable, which means to cause moral revulsion. Same as hatred and disgust, right? But then it also says the uprising was suppressed with abominable cruelty, meaning that the uprising of Hamas was suppressed with abominable cruelty. With abominable cruelty. False Israel suppressed their uprising with abominable cruelty. That's what they're doing now, brothers and sisters. Killing innocent women and children, killing women and children, blowing up women and children, starving women and children, dehydrating women and children, blowing up their infrastructures, blowing up their homes, doing all these things to them, brothers and sisters, which will be the sign that they are about to be destroyed. Because it says they'll inherit what they say and they do. It says that they will reap what they sow. And we know that they are in the time of judgment. And they cannot escape judgment. And right now, they are resorting, they're resorting, I'm not saying that right. They're resorting to violence, which is evidence that they've lost control. And the more that they resort to it, the more it intensifies, shows that they completely lost control. And right when in the more that it intensifies, and the more control they lose, is evidence that their death is right around the corner, because they can't handle the pressure. This is all evidence that the pressure is increasing, which they can't handle. You see, because if they had a grip on things, then they would be fine. They would be at ease. They would rely on their discipline, which they lack. You see, it wouldn't bother them. They're bothered. They can't handle all this pressure. They're being crushed. So now they're resorting to violence because they're losing control. You see? And they're about to go out because they can't handle the pressure. They can't handle all these collisions. They can't handle all these. They're moving faster and faster, and they're colliding, and they can't handle the collisions. And it's about to become fatal, brothers and sisters. You see? It says, therefore, when you see the abomination of desolation, which was spoken of through Daniel the prophet, which is Suleiman, the messenger of the covenant, standing in the holy place, which is Jerusalem, let the reader understand that false Israel is about to be destroyed. Because it says what? When you see the abomination of desolation, it says flee. Flee. Flee, 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 flee. Telling you that you are in danger. Telling you to get away from these devils. Why? Why flee? Because they're doing the abomination of desolation. They're destroying the Palestinians. They're committing genocide on them. And they said they inherit what they say they do. Said it backfire. It'll ricochet, hit them back. Pay them back in full. That they're going to be destroyed. And this will be the sign. You see? And it's telling if this is what they're doing, then the end result is their destruction from what they're doing, because they reap what they sow, they inherit what they say and they do, then that means that their destruction is near. So that means they can't, remember, we explained that the world is set up around the idea, the ideology of this reality is set up around the idea, right? The world is structured around the idea that false Israel is the true seed of Abraham. So that's their mind. That's what makes them feel cool, calm, copacetic. You know, that's what makes them feel good. They got a balance, the balance in their life, in their mind, their mental balance, you know. So once that is shattered, that messes up their whole mind. That messes up their reality. Now they're walking around looking drunk, even though they haven't had anything to drink. Now they're walking around with their hearts failing. Now they're in panic. Now you see what I'm saying? Now the whole world's been shaken. And now they're instantly faced with the truth that you are the true seed of Abraham. You understand? And they're due judgment. which means now that heaven is canceled and now they're about to receive hell, and you're the ones to do it. You understand? So they can't allow that idea to be spread. So if they see this happening, they know what's next. The destruction of false Israel is next. So that means now they have to attack you. You understand? So they can't wait for this thing to get worse. They can't wait to see if false Israel is going to be saved by God, because they know it's not going to happen. You see, they can't speak to these things because they think that God's going to save Israel. But he's not. He's going to destroy them. You see? And they can't tell you that, because that means that whole world, that whole reality is going to shatter. They can't tell you that, because now that means that they're in trouble. They've been lying, and they've been telling you something totally different. That means that everything that they know is completely wrong. And now that means they had to face what's the reality, which is the Injil. They had to face the truth. That's not going to happen the way they thought. And if Israel is destroyed, then that means that they don't stand a chance. So either way it goes, brothers and sisters, it tells you when you see the abomination of desolation, it says flee. Flee, flee, flee. Don't go back to get nothing, not even your baby, which is deep. That's a state of emergency, state of panic. Telling you not even to go back to get your baby. Brothers and sisters, that's deep. Because what sister you know just leaves her baby like that? It has to be very traumatic. Or dramatic, or whatever. It has to be very intense. Panic, extreme panic, chaos. That's what's about to happen. That's what's about to happen, brothers and sisters. They're about to attack you. You're about to become a national security threat, an existential threat, meaning that it's your life or their life. And once they get the word, once they get the alert, once they're notified to take you out of existence because they find out that you are their judgment and you're the reason why they're about to receive hell, oh, they're going to snap. They're going to do exactly what's ordered. And they're going to attack all blacks. They're not going to spare one of you. That's why I say don't hesitate or you'll lose your life. So it tells you to flee. Get away from these devils. Get away from there. Get out of this. Get out of the suburbs. Get out of the communities. Get out of the neighborhoods. Get out of bed with them. If you're in bed with them, you're in trouble anyway. But it's telling you to flee. Flee. It means urgent. Get the hell away from them. And get into the inner cities where your people are going to be, because that's where you're going to have to gather up to unite. And because they're going to make war against you. And you're going to have to unite with one another. You know? Our people going to have to come together, you know, minus the demons, you know, because they're going to be dealt with, you know, but they're going to be there, but we're going to get rid of them because they're going to be interference. They're going to try to get us to help them take down Massa and take over America, but we don't want America, and we don't want them, and neither do they devil daddies. So they put them in a hard place. They put them in a hard, rock and a hard place. You see? So now they're in a messed up situation because nobody wants them. You see? So they're going to have to go to war with their father alone. You see? So they're going to fight. But they're not going to win the war of attrition because they're going to be outnumbered. So they're going to be taken out of existence. You see? But they will fight. So they'll be vigilant. The only thing they have left is their strength. So they'll be going to war with their fathers. You see? But you have to get out of there, brothers and sisters. You have to get away from these devils now. Because if you hesitate, you lose your life. You understand? So this is an urgent matter. This message is the most important message of your life. Your life and your family's life depends on this message, brothers and sisters. So if you understand what I'm saying, pass the message along. Tell another brother and sister what's going on. Tell them that their life is in danger, and false Israel is about to be destroyed. And it's telling you to flee. Flee. Don't hesitate. Don't go back to get your baby. Because during this time, they're going to be attacking you. They're going to be killing you, brothers and sisters. Do I have to say it? Because their reality is about to shatter. And they can't allow that idea to spread that you're the true seed of Abraham. Because that means they're instantly faced with judgment. And you're the judge. And you're the one that's going to execute them. You're the one that's going to exercise judgment on them. So they're going to get rid of you. You understand? Because you are the God that's going to do these things to them. It says, do unto them as was done to you. And you're the one to do it. You understand? So they can't allow that to happen. So they're going to try to get rid of you. So whatever you do, brothers and sisters, don't be fooled by none of these devils or these demons trying to convince you otherwise. You are in danger. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, I want to bring this to a close. Thank you for listening to me. Assalamu alaikum.